With it seemingly commonplace for athletes to be embroiled in drugs controversy, tennis seems to be the golden child of world sports. But maybe this is because athletes were hardly being tested.
Tennis, until about a year ago, was not putting enough resource into out-of-competition testing, and it was resulting in the players, particularly the top players, making complaints.
In a rarity in international sport, tennis stars had raised concerns about the lack of funding and testing of players, with 15-time Grand Slam winner Roger Federer saying the sport had a long way to go until it earned the trust of the public.
I've always been a fighter that we have enough testing. More blood, more urine, you name it, just all across the board. Maybe keeping samples as well for a long period of time so you can go back and then punish those players. The people or the players need to be scared.
The ITF has now put in place a program it believes has covered the significant flaws it left in previous anti-doping programs.
That had too many holes. It was being recognised by the players, and the ITF have moved to try and address that.
Prior to the last tennis season, players were subject to very few out-of-competition tests, which is rare in other sports. In fact, it was not uncommon for a player not to be tested out of competition at all.
I think it would be a huge exercise to make sure that everyone gets tested after every match. So they try and do it as randomly as possible, probably not as much as what they should, and certainly the top players are being quite vocal on that, saying that the system needs to change.
The new program will see players tested out of competition up to 15 times a year. However, the question remains whether tennis's athletes were exploiting the lax testing in the past.
Tennis is a sport where the risk of doping is high, and the program in place by the ITF until recently did not acknowledge the risk that was in the sport.
ITF physiotherapist Kathy Martin says the use of doping is not encouraged by physiotherapists on the tour.
I would never advise anyone to do any or take on any kind of treatment regime that is not validated and reliably scientifically proven.
The program, by the ITF's admission, is still not foolproof, but it's a start in ensuring that everyone is playing by the rules.